So lesson 6.6 is all about simple interest and compound interest. Can anyone tell me what interest is with dealing with money? Liam.
It's like when you put something in a bank account and it has an interest rate, which means it adds a certain percent to whatever you have in the account.
Exactly. Anybody else have anything to add? Yeah.
Exactly.
The more money there is, the more interest you get.
Okay. Liam, you hit the nail on the head. Okay. So, simple interest and compound interest. Okay, we're going to be dealing with two different equations today. Simple interest is interest equals principal times rate times time. I will break this down, but right now we're just going to put it here. Interest equals principal times rate times time. That's how you calculate simple interest. Okay, compound interest is principal times the quantity of 1 plus your rate, all raised to time. Okay, time, that can be in years, in months, in days, in whatever you want. Okay, whatever you want to think of it. And then we will talk about what all of these mean. So, interest equals principal times rate times time. We're going to look at both of them at the same time. Okay, do you agree they have all of the same letters? All the same variables. They have P, R, and T, right? Those are the three most important. Okay? P, what do we think P stands for?
Principal.
Principal. What does that mean?
The
amount.
The amount of money. Okay, I'm going to put money. Principal is P, amount of money. What do we think R stands for? I said it earlier. Rate. What does rate deal with? What is the rate? Rate is the percentage out of 100. Okay. And T, what's T? Time. T is time. Like I said, time can be given in months, years, days, anything. Usually interest is by the year. Okay? So, similar formulas just look a little different related from simple to compound. Any questions over what any of these mean? Okay, let's put it with a problem to find interest rate. Okay. First, we got to decide whether it's simple interest or compound interest. On this first one, what does it say? Find the simple interest. So, what equation am I going to follow?
I equals PRT.
Yep, I equals PRT. So, we're just going to follow that formula the whole time. So, interest equals P. What do we put for P?
Principal, 1,000.
Which is the amount, right? So, we need 1,000. Rate. What were we doing with our percentages yesterday when we were using them?
Making a rate.
Making a rate or putting it into a decimal. What does 4.5 get you as a decimal?
0.45.
Let's talk about it. 0.45. How many times do I move the decimal?
0.0.
Right. Move it twice. So I have 0.045. And then that's our rate. And then what's T? Time is 2 years. Yep. Why did I write it like that?
So, because you have...
So you can times it.
So you can multiply all of them. Could I put multiplication signs in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the parentheses because it looks cleaner to me. But either way. So in your calculator, you're going to type all of that out. You're going to type 1,000 times 0.045 times 2. And that's going to get you $90. That is your simple interest. All right, let's do this next example together as well. What's it asking for, simple or compound?
Simple.
It is asking for simple, so which equation do we use?
Use
The same one we
The same one we just did, okay? So what is P?
$2,500.
Yep, principal amount, $2,500. What's my rate?
0.045. .0675.
Yep, we got to change that to a decimal. And then what's my time? 3 years. Is everyone okay with the setup?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I have the answer.
What do I do with all of those numbers?
Multiple.
Multiply all of them. What is it?
It's 506 and 25 cents.
$506.25.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Biggest thing you need to be careful with, just like yesterday, is changing our rate to a decimal. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Any questions?
No.
All right, go ahead and try those next two on your own. So, simple or compound?
Compound. Oh, simple.
Simple. What equation are we using?
I equals PRT.
PRT. So, using that equation, what is our principal amount?
500.
What's our principal amount?
4,500. 2,000.
2,000. We're on this one. What's my rate? 2.5, but what do I have to do with that?
0.025.
0.025, and then what's my time?
3 years.
3 years. Raise your hand. Someone tell me what you got when you multiply that together. Tyler. $406.25.
What?
Does anyone agree? It's okay. Sometimes.
No.
What is it? Oh, you said-
$150.
That's what I got too. Yes, same.
150. Let's talk about it because it is easy to make a mistake in your calculator. Okay? So you're going to type 2,000 times 0.025 times 3 to get your 150. All right. Let's try the next one. Interest. What's our principal amount?
It's 4,500.
Thank you. 4,500. What's our rate? 0.0425. And what is my time? 2. What do I do with all of those numbers? Multiply. Someone brave enough to tell me what they got when you multiply those. Abel. $382.50.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions with simple interest before I move on to compound
It's
interest?
actually simple.
Okay, let's move on to compound interest. Now, looking at this sentence that they give us, how do we know it's compound interest? It says it, right? It says compounded. So we're now down to our other equation. Everyone write that down. We are going to follow this equation exactly.
What's it again?
What's L?
A equals principal times the quantity. That's a 1, not an L. 1 plus R to the T. That T, what kind of number is that? It's an exponent, okay? So let's just fill everything in. What is our principal?
600.
600. And then we have 1 plus, what's my rate?
0.87 or 0.0875.
There you go, 0.875. And then T,
Wait.
2.
2 years.
raised to the 2.
What is that?
One thing I have to say, remember that T that we put, that 2? That is not times 2. What is that?
It's 0.
It's to the second power, right?
Whatever you get.
'Kay.
times-
How do we solve this first? What do we do first?
Parentheses.
We have to follow order of operations, PEMDAS. So we need to do parentheses. What do you notice happens with the parentheses?
You get a whole number.
The plus sign really just goes away. So you get 1.0875 squared. Now, what is my next step?
The exponent.
Exponents. Now, what I want you to do, everyone pay attention. You're going to type in 1.0875 in your calculator.
Oh, 1.0.
Yep, 1.0875, that parentheses. Now, some of you have a different calculator. You're going to ask me how to work yours after notes.
Is it X?
Okay? Now, you're going to hit, if you know how to do it right now, do your exponent squared. You're going to get a long number in your calculator. I got 1.182.
How do you pick square?
Leave that in your calculator. I will help you after. Okay? Leave that big number in your calculator because what is my last step I need to do?
I'm at or times by 600.
Multiply by 600. So leave that in your calculator and just hit times 600.
What's the button look like?
And then you get 709.5. 0.59. I will walk around while you're doing your next example to make sure you know where the exponent is on your calculator. Okay?
Can you just do the same?
Yes.
Times the
You can do that, yes. But sometimes you're going to have like 9
Yeah.
where you have to use the exponent.
Okay.
Okay?
I have a question.
That is your final answer on that one. Biggest thing, make sure you follow order of operations in all of those steps. Yes.
Instead of doing an exponent, could we just multiply 1.08 by itself?
You could, but sometimes you're going to get to where your exponent is 9. And then you could still do that, but this is just faster. But you could do that. Okay? Go ahead and try that next one. Is this one compound interest or simple interest?
Compound.
Compound, how do you know? Because it tells you. It will always tell you. Okay? So, which equation are we following? Yep. Good. So we're just going to follow that formula. Fill everything in. So we have A. What's P? 800. And then what's our rate?
0.0625.
Yep, 0.0625. And then T is 2. Remember, that's an exponent. It's not just times 2. Okay? Okay, what's my next step? What's my first step to solve? Yeah.
Add the parentheses.
Parentheses. That turns into 1.0625 squared. What's next? Yep, in your calculator, type in 1.0625 squared. You're going to get a long number. Okay, just write a little bit of it down. What did I tell you to do at this point? Leave it in your calculator, right? Leave it in your calculator, and then what do? Times 800. What'd you get? 903.13. Remember, money, how many decimal points do we have? 2. Any question over simple or compound interest? Good?
Can I get our
All right.